Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 7 of What If Naruto Was Neglected with Joker Personality. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this with all of your friends on your social media platform. If you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, I have 4 channels. Yes guys, 4 channels that I post What If on every single day. Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime King Prince guys. Go ahead and check them out, links will be down in the description, so go ahead check them out and enjoy. And not to mention, I already posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto Fused with Minato, Kushina and Kurama over in the Making 3. And I also posted a brand new episode of What If Naruto got special training as a child over in the Making 2. So go ahead and check out those and yeah, enjoy each and every one of them. So without wasting any more time, what do you say we just jump right into this new episode? Starts the intro. So the last time we left off, Inoichi believed that Naruto was manipulating Ino in some way. He didn't know how that he was doing it, but he was manipulating her. And he truly believed that, so with that he came with a kunai to kill Naruto in his cell. However, Naruto was able to literally overpower him despite not having access to his chakra. As he knocked him back, he sensed the others coming as he allowed himself to be pinned down. The Anvu and Ibiki rushed in as they told him to stop, however Inoichi did not, as they threw a kunai and pierced right through the man's skull, killing him, stopping him from executing Naruto because then Naruto was becoming the ideal patient, and he was recovering and Inoichi was going to commit a sin, killing one of the patients. The news broke as Ino was in her room, thinking about everything so far when she heard that her father was dead, but it was like it was nothing. It was like she was told that breakfast would be later or something. She wasn't registering well on that. She did went to her house though as she saw Kushina there, Mito there as well. Her mother was crying as her mother lashed out at her, frustrated. Lost in her feelings, her mother blamed her because she didn't listen and went and take that patient. Her mother just lashed out as Mito lead Ino away. She led her towards a monument as Mito was asked some strange questions by Ino about what should she do if she couldn't be with Sasuke. And Mito said that she would do anything. However, she did not know what telling the truth did to Ino right there. As she left, Mito came by some time later as Ino's mother was crying. As she was remorseful, she didn't mean to say that to Ino, she was just in her grief. And when Ino refused to come, she cried some more, feeling terrible as a mother for what she did. As Kushina decided to stay here with her to make sure that she was alright. Later that night, Ino, along with the Anvu, made their way towards Naruto's cell, as she had a special visit to perform. Seeing that she was here along with the Anvu, the guard let her in. Arriving towards Naruto's cell, Ino gave the Anvu something that will help them get into Naruto's mind quicker. However, that was a trick. Once the guard was finished setting up Naruto and he left, the Anvu collapsed as he started to froth out of his mouth. As Ino gave Naruto a bottle of ink and a brush and a paper, as Naruto started to undo the seals, they spoke and flirted as she undid the seals. As Naruto got free and he felt his chakra since so long, it was amazing as it rushed through his coils. As he took the Anvu clone and put it on as he created a clone and sent the clone in his place. With that, him and Ino left. They made their way out as they arrived towards the location where Naruto had been affected by the spillage, the main base of Orochimaru. Arriving to that location, Ino realized what he plotted to do. As she realized what he was gonna do, he was gonna have her kill herself, as he told her to jump inside to prove her loyalty, but she knew that thing would burn her completely away. However, if she couldn't have him, if she couldn't be with him, after all that she did, she didn't want to live anymore, she jumped away. However, he caught her hand as her hair got into this thing. It turned the bottom half of her hair red, however. Naruto saved her as he pulled her up and pulled her into a deep kiss, as she kissed him back. As Ibiki arrived towards Naruto's cell, he'd wonder why Ino came by so late. Something was terribly wrong though, as Naruto turned towards him with a smirk, as he poofed away, showing that he was a clone. 1 year passed after that. Menma had taken up the position as Hokage. Him and Sakura had a daughter. At the moment, Mito and Sasuke was on their honeymoon, as there was some problems going on in the village, but outside of it of course. As we skip towards our local era where a man and a woman were hiding. The woman was old as the man was hiding in the closet. Someone was chasing after them. It didn't take long for them to arrive, as the woman stepped in to reveal that she was Ino, as she stabbed right through the man and pinned him against the wall. The other person came as it was Naruto standing there. The both of them were in a face mask, as he looked scary as hell. As Naruto walked towards the woman and told her that he was not here to kill her. He was just here for some information. Menma got this from the San, but he did not hear about the Kumo attack, as someone was gathering information on the Kages. Someone went after the previous Mizukage, Mei Terumi. Kojo was now the Mizukage as someone went after me, gathering information on Kojo. Someone going around, 2 people were in masses. Menma was also thinking about his brother as well, as he believed that Naruto was just not right in the head, and no one knew if Ino was a willing participant or if she was being kidnapped in all of this, but Menma doubted that she was kidnapped. Sakura came by as she brought their daughter, as he looked towards his loving daughter that he loved so much, as he hugged her and kissed her. As he hadn't eaten anything yet, so Sakura went to get him something to eat, as most time he forgot to eat, and that she didn't like that one bit. He needed to keep his health up. Meanwhile, that was going on. As Naruto and Ino were making their way, they spoke, as they had been together for the past year, plotting and making many things. They came across a group of Konoha ninjas as Ino was smiling under her mask. The Konoha ninjas were freaked out, however they gave them their space as they went along. The both of them went to a bar where Ino came across a guy, as Naruto knew that he would be here. After all, they were here for him. They needed information, as this guy was in control of a large group of mercenaries and missing ninjas, who were people that hated the great nations and want to see them fall. As Naruto would need an army if he was going to complete what he was going to complete, and this guy had an army. As Ino started to flirt with him, and told him that she was one of the masked lunatics that people call them, as she wanted to join his organization, and she told him that if he wanted to change things up, he would have to make a change, otherwise his people are not going to respect him. As he agreed with her words, not knowing that she was throwing him right into a trap. So yeah guys, basically let's left off. You guys can switch across the place, check it out for yourself. What do you say we check out this new episode? Let's begin now guys. Ino and the leader of the organization, Kai, made their way, as the man arrived towards an intersection before he pressed chakra into the ground. It split open as they made their way down inside. They were greeted by someone Ino knew very well, Deidara, the mad bomber of the Hidden Stone. Kai, another night of bar hopping, huh? Said Deidara. Showing the respect that he demanded, he walked by with his armor on Ino. It's leader Sama to you, and yes, another night of bar hopping. Deidara scowled at the back of his head as he folded too. How many men are here? Close to 200, he said. Great. Have everyone in the main room. I have an announcement. As he walked further with Ino, Naruto was a few paces behind the 3 of them, silently walking unnoticed, as Deidara split away to relay his message. As they walked through the main corridor, as they saw around 100 people already scattered around. Either they were eating, training, or just casually talking. The room was absolutely massive, much larger than she assumed it would be. As she and Kai made their way towards a balcony overlooking the room, within minutes the main room started to be filled with people. As Ino glanced as she saw a platform meant for battle or entertainment. It was connected to a hall directly underneath them. Funneling out of it were several people that she assumed to be the higher-ups. Individuals such as Deidara, the Mad Bomber, Kisame, the Tailless Tail Beast, Hidan, the Immortal, Aoi Rokusho, the Thief of the Thunder God Blade, Mamukai Zabuza, the Demon of Kiri, Kakazu, the man who had fought Hoshirama Senju, Pakura, former hero of the Sun. It was a very lethal group of individuals that Ino found rather impressive. They were all S-rank criminals that had deep hatred for the major villages. Now, she was actually feeling a bit nervous. If they were faithful to Kai, then this wouldn't work. There was a seal placed on the balcony that allowed everyone to hear Kai from where he stood. As he stepped forward, "People, I have an announcement," he said. The place was drenched in silence, people thinking about what he was gonna say. Most of them hoping that they were finally gonna make a move. As you all know, the primary goal of this major organization has been the destruction of the main villages. He looked at Ino as she gave him 2 thumbs up and a weird smile. He found it strange, but he turned back towards the crowd. As of recent, we've been dormant in our actions. This statement got a wave of chuckles and giddy noises from the crowd. As they believed that they knew where this was going, they finally believed that Kai was going to make a move. However, they were dead wrong. As Ino had convinced him to tell the people that they should go another way. And this was going to piss them off. And she knew that, of course. "I have a plan," said Kai. The people got even more excited. Ino could see the body of the 7 higher-ups. They wanted to attack the villages. They wanted to bring chaos. But when Kai breathed the news, well, they were gonna switch. "My plan is to..." He paused for a second. "Abandon our previous objective. Instead, we are going to start our own village." The people were dead silent as they tried to process what he just said. When they did, the room erupted into outrageous shouts of anger. Kai watched as they yelled at him, silently for a moment. It was then that he released his killer intent as he froze the room up. As Ino realized that he was stronger than she imagined, the 7 higher-ups leaped up to the balcony, demanding answers head-on. Being the most vulgar of them, spoke up first. "Kai, what the hell are you talking about?" he yelled. "I didn't waste 3 years of my goddamn life to be pulled back into another goddamn village. You're an immortal jackass, but..." "He's right. What the hell is wrong with you?" yelled Deidara. Kai looked at them indifferently, with hands behind his back. "We won't be a normal village," he explained. "Yeah, no shit. We're made up of missing ninjas," said Aoi. Zabuza pulled his sword off his back. "The only reason why we're here is because of the mission." As Kai looked at him unfazed. "Oh, Zabuza's gonna challenge him. This is making Sharkskin tremble," said Kisame with a smirk. Kai stepped forward. "That mission was started by my grandfather. He was a fool to believe that he could take on the likes of the 5 Kages. If you wish to try and take my place, then, by all means." However, Zabuza couldn't even maintain the eye contact with him, as the others saw his sword slowly sinking down. It was a strange sight to see the demon of the mist shine away from an enemy, as Ino found it rather surprising. "Know your place, Mamakai," said Kai, as he stepped past him to continue his speech. As the 7 of them turned, seemingly going along with his speech. "I understand the issue with this, but I urge you to allow me to explain. The qualms of my grandfather do not extend upon me. I have no hatred for the hidden villages, but I understand you may. If so, I urge it upon yourself to take action in your own way. If your hate is pure, then you will have no issue doing so. Well, if that is not cowardice, then I don't know what is." A new voice said from behind them. As Kai and the others turned, as Naruto stepped up from behind them, his mask on, hands behind his back. Ino, who was still behind the group, smirked at Kai, who looked towards her with suspicion. She placed her mask back on. As Naruto stood next to her, she leaned, her head on his shoulder. "Kai Okitaka," said Naruto. "Who are you?" said Kai, as he showed no fear or emotion of any kind. "It is of no importance who I am. What is important is my plan and the necessity I need to complete it. You see," he said, walking around, "like these beautiful people around you, I have a certain grudge for the hidden nations." Kai looked at him with annoyance. "Aoi, kill him," he said. Aoi drew his blade, but Naruto pulled his jacket open, showing a large number of paper bombs right to blow them. As he waved his hand, "Let's not blow this out of proportion, shall we? Listen, Kai, as I understand you're a man who invite challenge." Kai looked at him. "You wish to challenge me to take my place?" As he released his killer intent, given the fact that this killer intent just froze everyone else down there a moment ago, even the 7. However, this person was unfazed. "Why, that's a splendid idea," he said with a smile under his mask. "You see, these people, they need a better leader." As he looked towards the people, they don't need a spineless man that is afraid of his own demise. Kai leaped off the balcony and landed on a circular platform. As he was ready to fight, Naruto paid no mind to the 7 high-class killers, who looked towards him like he was making a big mistake. "You will die here today, Kai. It is your fear of death that will be your demise." As he jumped and landed right at the opposite side towards Kai. "You seem so sure of yourself," said Kai. If you had any common sense, you would look around and see that your confidence is misplaced. Oh, it is not, said Naruto, as he pushed chakra into the mark on his forearm, as a sheet blade popped up. I am merely aware of the ending to this match. You know nothing of me, but I know everything about you, as he strapped the blade to his back, before he unsheathed it. Kai raised an eyebrow in confusion. Have we met before? No, but I've met you, said Naruto. You're a cowardly man hiding behind power. You are too kind for the role that you play, which is why you refuse to take action. A man like you does not belong in an organization like this. But you refuse to leave it because no one has been able to best you. And you believe you can, said Kai. Naruto gave a nod as he said nothing else. Kai walked towards one of the nearby men. Sword, he said. The man pulled it from a sheath as he handed it to him. Well then, said Kai, his eyes was focused on Naruto the entire time. Let's see it. The two moved forward as Kai went for a while. Diagonal slash, as Naruto blocked with his katana. Spinning with the block, Kai went for an elbow towards Naruto's face, but Naruto caught it and pushed him back. As Naruto ducked and spun with his blade, nearly cutting off Kai's legs. Kai twisted as he brought his blade down as Naruto rolled away, the blade stabbing in the earth. As he pulled it and leaped towards Naruto, who just landed. Naruto dodged a swipe as Kai twisted his leg and turned in a roundhouse kick, but Naruto twists and jammed him in the back of the knee. Kai landed as his leg gave out. Naruto threw his blade as he rolled away. It embedded in the ground where his head would have been. The unarmed Naruto rolled forward and caught Kai's wrist before he could continue his slash. Kai threw a right fist, but Naruto leaned his head away and slammed his fist into Kai's chest. Kai staggered back as he stood up on his unresponsive leg as he scowled at the red head. Naruto rushed as he grabbed his sword on the way. Kai launched a bunch of kunais as Naruto slid on his side, avoiding all of them. Kai jumped and launched his blade, trying to impale Naruto, but Naruto twisted at the last moment. However, it sliced off a few of his hair strands, as Kai dropped to break Naruto's neck with a kick. However, Naruto rolled away, as the ground cracked under the force. Kai yelled as he grabbed his blade and turned and launched it. However, Naruto dodged as the blade teared through one of the Watcher's skull. As Naruto looked back momentarily as he paid for it, Kai appeared in front of him and slammed a kick into his chest, as the blade was pushed back out of his hand because of the force. Before he could reach out and grab it, Kai kicked it away. However, Naruto grabbed his ankle instead, as he held it until Kai fell onto his back. As Kai stomped his foot in Naruto's chest, forcing him to release him, he quickly flipped back to his feet. As Kai launched a barrage of kunais towards Naruto, as Naruto deflected and caught one of them, Kai moved out with a kunai as both of them clashed, strength against strength, pushing each other back. Kai looked into the eye holes of the mask as he saw lifeless blue eyes looking back at him, as Naruto loosened his wrists, causing Kai to move forward and stab him in the shoulder as he launched one kunai into his thigh. Kai yelled in pain as he kicked Naruto with his other leg, as Naruto rolled with a hit as he got back to his feet. Kai was now limping as he struggled to remain on his feet. As Naruto rushed towards him, ignoring the injury to his shoulder, he barely even said anything about it. Kai threw a right hook, but Naruto avoided and kicked him right into his injured thigh. Kai yelled in pain as he dropped to his knee, as Naruto stood over him like he already won. As his breathing was calm, there was not even a sense that he was fighting a moment ago. The only thing that would show that was the blood leaking from his shoulder, but he seemed unfazed by it. Kai looked around on his knees as he saw the people looking at him. Everyone was quiet, not a word was said. This is a peak performance of your so-called unstoppable leader. Not bad, but I definitely had better battles. Kai chuckled as he slowly got back to his feet. Oh, believe me, I got a lot more as he started to walk away. As Naruto raised the eyebrow, wondering if he forfeit. Close combat is not my forte. If you really want a battle, let's take it outside. Naruto watched him for a second before he followed. Moments later, the hefty full of people now surround the open base. It has been a long while since they witnessed your leader go all out, and it seems like he will have to if he was gonna win this fight. The field was quiet. The only thing that could be heard was the blade sharpening, as Ino was sharpening Naruto's blade. As Naruto stood there waiting for Kai to do whatever he thought would make him win this fight, Kai was bouncing on the ball of his legs, trying to get used to the pain. With a sigh, he stopped as he pulled off his shirt. His body was covered with tattoos of all kinds. He looked over at Naruto, looked at him like he was bored. I am finished with this game of cat and mouse. You wish to lead my people? I will not. Make it easy for you. Naruto said nothing as he rushed forward, however he had to dodge a ball of flames. The moment he landed, he had to jump away again as another ball struck the ground. Three then came as he slammed his hand in the ground. A earth wall came up as they slammed against it. Kai watches smoke clear away before he looked down and jump away. Hands break out of the ground trying to grab his feet. As Naruto bursts out of the ground and flashed through hand signs along the way. As Kai sent another fireball his way, as Naruto jumped over it, seeing that Kai blew another one but Naruto blew a water ball bigger than Kai fireball, dousing his flame and coating the field in a thick mist. Kai leaped from the mist, as he did not want to be caught in a trap. As he stared into the cloud of white, waiting for some kind of movement, a ear bullet shot from the wind too fast. It tore through his right arm. He had to jump away, dodging the other two. As Naruto fired a gigantic ball of flames towards the man. When Kai jumped away to avoid it, Naruto smirked as he pulled at the thin ninja wire in his hand. Kai noticed the wire just in time and twisted his body so he would not be tangled up in it. In doing so, he left himself open as Naruto appeared, and his feet was raised as he dropped it in Kai's ribcage, sending the man hurtling back down to the ground. As Kai held his ribs and got back up, as he looked at the two red heads that were walking towards him, one of them must be a clone. As he looked towards his people, they were giving him a look. He was losing. As Kai frowned, the people feared his power because he had defeated Sasori, but in truth, he had a helping hand in doing so. But this man was too strong. It seems he would need that help once again. He stood up with a very intense look in his eyes, as he took a few steady breaths as he rolled his shoulders out. A tattoo on the back of his neck started to glow, an orange-red color, as it started to expand. Like markings of flames, it spread across his body, stopping across his nose, almost reaching his other eye. The orange faded to black and the markings looked like regular tattoos. He felt amazing. "I knew you were a snake," said Naruto, as he crouched down lower into his fighting stance. Kai's eyes lit up in excitement. The power felt amazing. A crazy look appeared in his eye as he turned his gaze towards Naruto. As Kai launched kunais this time, the speed of them were tripled as Naruto dodged. But the moment he looked back up, Kai was already in his face. His fist pulled back. As Naruto crossed his arm, the fist made contact and trembled his bones. Kai then spun and slammed the kick into his side. As Naruto was sent sailing as he rolled on the ground, Kai appeared in front of him within a second. Kai proceeded to kick him away, launching Naruto backwards. As Naruto skidded as he got to his feet, as he rolled his neck, lifting his mask, he spat some blood from his mouth. The both of them flashed toward each other, right in the center as they clashed. Kai's fist came down like a bulldozer as Naruto twists and jabbed him in the knee. Kai kicked out with his other leg, but Naruto jumped. Kai reached down to grab Naruto by the throat, but Naruto twisted around his hand and used his own hand as a leverage as he brought his knee and slammed it into Kai's face, causing the man to stagger back. As Naruto's speed was far superior despite the marks over Kai, Kai twists as he charged towards Naruto using his shoulder. However, Naruto tilted his body to the side as Kai reached out with his arm though, but Naruto ducked at last moment and brought his heel around and slammed it on Kai's shoulder, forcing the man to grimace in pain. Kai quickly started to flash through hand signs as Naruto stood there. As Naruto watched as two whips made of flames shot out from his hands, but Naruto was still unfazed. Kai swung the first one towards his head as Naruto ducked. He swung the second one towards his leg, but Naruto jumped over it. The top one then came once again to strike him in mid-air, but Naruto pushed his body down. As he rolled on the ground was gouged out by the second one. As Kai launched both of them as Naruto slammed his hand down and created a giant earth wall, blocking the attacks. As Kai flipped the whips around, trying to hit Naruto on the other side, but Naruto burst out the ground from behind him. Kai seeing Naruto going through hand signs, he swung his whips, however Naruto ducked to his side. As Kai tried to swing it again, but they vanished. He tried to bring them back, but it was just not happening. What the hell? As Naruto stood there, as Kai was running through hand signs once again. However, the people that were watching saw everything. Naruto had placed a seal on Kai's back, as Kai was standing looking out into nowhere, running through hand signs over and over again. It was a remarkable thing to see, seeing this person toy with their leader, like a fool. Borrow power make you weak when it's no longer in your reach, Naruto said, alarming the hell out of Kai. Kai threw himself over to the side, as he saw Naruto clone stand over to the left, and another Naruto stand over to the right. "What the hell did you do?" said Kai as he reached towards his neck. His cursed seal started to retract. "I cut your contact with that seal upon your neck," said Naruto. The people grew confused at that. A gift from Orochimaru, I assume. As that shocked the crowd. Up to this point they thought it was a technique of his that performed a boost in his abilities. "So you've seen it," said Kai as he rolled his body out, Now he will have to fight without it. As Naruto's face did not change. For the entire fight he did not show any signs of giddiness, any signs of weakness, any signs of tiredness. He was just so calm. Once before, said Naruto as he kept on walking. Kai would never admit it, but he was scared as Naruto kept on walking towards them. This is exactly what he was worried about. He feared his death before he was ready. All this time he held his army back because he feared the Kages taking actions against him and killing him. But now, it's fear of death from the Kages that led to his much more humiliated death at the hands of a man that he did not know. It was laughable. As Kai threw a punch in an effort to fight to the very end. Without his cursed seal, he could now feel his injuries, and he felt how much pain he was in. As Naruto caught the fist, all that power you claim to have and this is what you can actually do. If you were a lesser man, I would have excused your childish boasting. As he snapped Kai's wrist, the man screamed in pain. But you're supposed to be an all-powerful, fearless leader. Kai looked around as the people looked at him with nothing but disappointment. They also have another look on their face, and that was directed towards Naruto. Amazement and hope. He was losing his people. They weren't here for him because he was not there for them. Everything his father fought and died for, everything his grandfather had created, had gone to waste because of him being a coward. As he wobbled on his feet before using the remaining hand to take a swing at Naruto, Naruto slammed his fist into Kai's throat, causing him to gurgle and stagger. As Kai dropped to his knees coughing, as Naruto jabbed him in the shoulder, Kai's last workable arm collapsed to his side. It is men like you that truly disgust me, Kai. As Kai glared as he sent a headbutt Naruto away, Naruto slammed his knee into Kai's nose, shattering it as blood started to leak. As Naruto delivered a spinning kick, slamming Kai's head into the earth. As Kai was on the ground in pain, bleeding. It is men like you, said Naruto, amplifying his voice. Men like you I hate with a fiery passion. In truth, if you were honest with your people, they would have known the so-called reason for your new plan, said Naruto. Kai spat blood from his mouth, but he couldn't speak with his crushed windpipe. People, said Naruto as he turned towards them. This man that you have also gratefully devote your service to has no intention of fulfilling any of the acts that he promised. You see Kai here. He fears death. Of course, I know what you're thinking. Everyone fears death. I mean, it's only natural. But you must believe me, ladies and gentlemen, when I say, no man has ever changed the world with a fear of death holding him back. No man has liberated a nation with the strings of death clinging to his feet as safety. It is crazy to believe in a leader who cannot give his life for his own cause. The surrounding man and woman start to mutter amongst themselves. From the looks of you all, I just know there's a passion for the cause. I can tell you people want true retribution for the evil of this world. And I can assume that that is the major villages for most of you. As the people nodded and agreed. Believe me, I get it. But listen to me now. Your hatred is misplaced. The crowd was silent as they intended to listen. What he had to say. The major victims are merely victims to the chaotic clutches of established order. Order that has been instilled by the brutality of many years of war. As Ino stood behind the 7 elites, as she watched her body language, as she saw that Naruto was slowly winning them over. So far it seemed as Zabuza and Kisame were on board, as the both of them nodded to one another. The villages are victims, yes, but the Kages are perpetrators. At this, people started to cheer, some of them clapping. The unspoken truth of the matter is that they're the guardians of the modern standard of civilization. The one that hold a leash upon man and woman that seek something more. Who seek a future of equality among us all. As the crowd returned back to their murmuring, apparently discussing if he was telling the truth. I too seek this future. And I can assure you I'm more than willing to die for such a cause. I can almost guarantee that I may when this is all over. But if I am to die in the process of exposing these false gods for what they truly are, I want my actions to mean something. In order to do this, I am in need of an army. I need an army willing to fight and die for the cause. Just as I'm willing to do the same. No one said a thing. This is my purpose, he said. I do not want to kill them. That will be too easy. There's no pain in death. I want to humiliate them. I want to strip them of everything they hold dear and make them understand me. They have to understand that they are the antagonists. Pakura stepped forward. How do we know that you're not just blowing smoke? Like Kai. As Naruto turned and stepped towards her slowly. Because unlike Kai, I have a vendetta. I have a mission that I will complete, if not with the army then, by myself. Unlike Kai, said Naruto as he kicked the man over so he was lying on his back. I do not fear death. I don't fear the Kage. Unlike Kai, I have real power. Real power, huh? Said Aoi as he stepped forward. You didn't look that much to me, Kai. Was just a lot weaker than I imagined. If I had known, I would have killed him myself. If you wish to take his place then, you will have to fight me for it, said Naruto. Everyone could tell that Aoi was afraid, but for some insane reason he stepped up to the plate. Pakura saw the coming battle as she stepped back to watch. Everyone knew that Aoi was strong, so if this man could hold his own against him, then there was some merit to his words. As Aoi drew the famous Thunder God blade, as he stood across from Naruto. As Aoi waited for Naruto to make the first move. When he did not, it only boosted Naruto confident that Aoi was not as strong as he led on. Aoi rushed in as he appeared in front of Naruto in a blink. Swiping his blade, however, Naruto stepped to the side. As Naruto watches Aoi pass him before he reached out and grabbed him by the throat, lifting Aoi off the ground. Aoi raised the blade, however, a clone appeared and pulled it out of his hand. He did not even see when Naruto created a clone, as Naruto was holding Aoi up with one hand, choking the life out of him. I was lenient with Kai because I wanted to see what he could do. You, however, are quite famous for your power, so I have no need for a prolonged battle. With that being said, Naruto snapped his neck with one hand. The people were shocked into silence. Even the remaining 6 couldn't believe it. They had all sparred with Aoi at one point, so they knew he was not that easy to take down, or he shouldn't have been. As Naruto picked up the blade of Thunder God, as they realized that he was holding back greatly when he was facing off against Kai. As Naruto walked over to the man that had gave Kai his blade. I do believe that you're in need of another blade. The man was stunned in shock that he would get a blade like this. The onlookers were stunned in shock as Naruto went back to addressing the crowd. Believe me when I say I have the strength to address my ideals. I have the knowledge on how to do it. I have the unquenchable drive to see it through. All I need is an army willing to do so as well. They all looked around weighing their odds. If you are still not convinced, I am willing to take any of you on to prove my point. As he was mainly directing his statement towards the 6 higher-ups. As Deidara stepped forward as Naruto readied himself, thinking that he was going to attack. However, he bowed his head as he kneeled. Gasp and murmuring erupted as Kisame and Zabuza joined him. Then Hidan and Kakasu and finally Pakura, who was now convinced. Seeing their higher-ups bow, the other 200 plus started to bow. As Ino walked over towards Naruto, skipping in a childish manner. Looks like we have our army, honey, she said. Looks like we do, he said. Time skip. Any news? Minma asked. The message of warning had been sent out to Mito and Sasuke a week ago. Kakashi scratched the back of his head. Meh. Sasuke and Mito responded with some mighty big news. He said casually as he plopped down in a chair in front of the decks. What is it? Said Minma. Did they run into the masked individual? No, nothing like that, Kakashi said. It's a bit more personal. As Minma raised eyebrow. Mito is pregnant, said Kakashi. As Minma sat up in surprise. She's pregnant? As a smile crept on his face, wow. I'm gonna be an uncle, he said. Father, Hokage and uncle, he said. Yep, impressive rap sheet, said Kakashi. Minma was all teeth. Are you not excited, he asked in amusement. Well, there's more news. I just wanted to give you the good before the bad. As Minma sat up ready to listen. Well, I'm waiting on one more person who needs to hear this. What does it pertain to? Minma said, now getting a bit worried. Kakashi just shook his head, as if telling him that he couldn't say it, without saying all of it. As Minma leaned back in his seat, his mind running circles, thinking about what it could be. Had Sasuke been killed? Had they been captured? Had Naruto died or something? He wasn't certain what it was, but he had a bad feeling about this. Sure enough, the person that came in was none other than his father. It definitely means something about Sasuke, Mito, or Naruto then. Kakashi, what is it? Said Minato. As he nodded at Minma, who nodded back as he took the seat. If Kakashi took it upon himself to actually call for something, he knew that it was something big. There was word from Kiri, said Kakashi. We send word for a more detailed description of the two mass assailants. Minma and Minato looked at him with an uneasy feeling. We know who it was. Don't tell me, said Minato. It was Naruto, wasn't it? Said Minma. Kakashi's silence said enough. Minma shook his head and sighed. Now what? He's attacked 2 nations already. There was no leniency for that. If the other nations found out, they would demand his head immediately. Well, the Sand and Kira at least. Kumo and the Stone, to his knowledge, had no attack on them. And the issue of Ino being with him as well. That was another headache, no, to a certain. She was no victim in this. She was the accomplice, and the most likely way that he'd escape. What now, Minato asked, as he couldn't believe it. His name was already tarnished as is. Now with attacking two nations no one would ever dispute it. Naruto Namikaze was no longer savable. With him attacking two nations, it also meant more problem for Konoha. For Menma especially. Kakashi shrugged Menma. I know that this puts you in a tight spot. But if it comes to it, and Naruto become a major problem for Konoha and the other villages, then you must be the Hokage first and his brother second. Both Menma and Minato understood immediately what he was saying. They wanted to dispute that, but how could he? Minato heart ached, but he understood what Kakashi was saying. If Naruto was truly set in his ways, then he would have to be put down before he hurt anyone else. It hurt him even more knowing that he was partially responsible for what his son had become. Kakashi. I couldn't possibly... He's right, said Minato. Father. He had really just agreed to kill his own son. How could you even say that? Menma, said Minato. Naruto is not well. And if he's running around killing people, we may have no other choice but to put him down. As Menma sat back in his seat, his heart shattering with the thought of doing such an act. Believe me, I know how you feel. But if it comes to it, it has to be done. What if we find him before he does more damage, said Menma. I mean, we're the only ones that know who he is. So if we find him and Ino before then, we could take him back before any damage is done. Kakashi sighed Menma. It doesn't work like that, he said. Even if we did get him back, he would be thrown in a prison immediately. Or worse. Well, what's a better option, he asked in frustration. What, just kill him? Menma, there are just things that must be done, said Minato. I doubt Naruto would even let us take him alive. What do you mean let us? I'm sure with me, Kakashi, Sasuke there would be much he could do, said Menma. Menma, said Kakashi, do not underestimate him. I can't explain it, but this is not the time for arrogance. Kakashi, I said me, and you and Sasuke, said Menma. As he was being a bit arrogant here. Kakashi, however, believed that Naruto was a lot stronger than the last time they saw him. Just don't take him lightly, said Kakashi. Time skip. As Naruto and the 6 higher-ups sat around the table, Ino was in Naruto's lap, her bare feet on the table, as she stroked Naruto's hair. As Naruto was informing them as much as he told them about his plan. What was the estimation, said Naruto, as he directed his statement towards Sakura. She shuffled through a few papers. About even all around. 50 for Konoha, 40 for Kiri, 45 for the Sand, and 40 for Kumo, and 50 for the Stone. Well, if I were to guess for you lot, said Naruto, as he started to rub Ino's thigh, I would say that you, Sakura, are definitely leaning towards the Sand. Deidara without a doubt, the Hidden Stone. Zabuza and Kisame, Kiri. And that just leaves Konoha and Kumo. Well, in any case, everyone will have the choice of which village they decide to lead their attack on. If there's any shortage, we will just have to balance it out with willing individuals. When is this whole thing going down anyways? Said Deidara. Well, immediately of course, said Naruto. No beating around the bush. Although I'm a patient man, I've been waiting for many years. Now is the time. If we allow that alliance of theirs to solidify, it will only make our task just that much harder. Well, there's 8 of us here. First thing first, we must take our incentive. Ino smiled. Sounds fun, she said. The others were confused by that though. Time skip, Deidara flew on top of his bird, as he looked down towards the village. Familiar streets that he knew all too well. It had been so many years since he's been here and it was so technologically advanced. TVs, new stores he never heard of, it was so impressive. But it would look even better in rubble. His hatred of this place stemmed from their mistreatment of him. When he was in his younger years, in the Hidden Stone back then, you were either born fortunate enough to survive on your own or you were handed over to the military for experimentation or early training. With both of his parents vanishing, he was handed over, and he was subjected to the former. As he sent another bird down, the bird came back with Hidan licking the blood off his sickle. Hidan, did you get the information? Oh, you bet your ass I got it. This is the most fun I had in years. He had no problem with his village, however he just enjoyed the chaos. He enjoyed the death and destruction. They left right after the meeting, as Naruto had explained his condensed part of the plan. As the higher-ups were going to send a message to the others were busy training until they were ready. There was a spark that was igniting all of them, now that they were actually taking some action, as they flew up above the clouds. Meanwhile, standing on a very high cliff, Kisame had a grin on his face, as Zabuza stood beside him, looking rather nonchalant about it. "Oi, this sure brings back memories, doesn't it?" said Kisame, looking towards the man. Zabuza rolled his shoulders. "It's been a while since we actually fought together." As Kisame grin widened, and what better way to get back at it than going up against her old home? Samehata was already purring. Kisame had a dark history against his place. He refused to admit that at one point he admired a psychotic Kage who intended to destroy all bloodlines, given his unusual, mutation. "So you want to grab the kid, or me?" Zabuza chuckled. "It will be dead before its use ran out. Let me do it," he said. "You just handle the distraction." Kisame grinned even wider, showing off his sharp teeth. As Zabuza looked down towards the place, it looked so peaceful. Last time he was here, though, it was a stain of nothing but war and chaos, and it took away his last sense of light in his life, killing a child that he took under his wing just a few years prior. That is what brought him to Kai, who promised him the vendetta that they seek. He wanted this village to suffer the way they made him suffer all of his life, from his blood-filled academy days to his last few years of service. He wanted them to suffer for all of it now, and with the help of their new leader, they would. "So, you trust him?" he asked. "Well, it's been a week, and we're already attacking," said Kisame. Zabuza nodded, "Yeah, but there's something else, I know it. He got some other objective that he's not telling us." Kisame shrugged. "If we get the revenge that we need, I don't care what he's planned." Zabuza simply nodded. The sun was almost down. It wouldn't be too long now. Meanwhile, standing on top of a sand dune, two beautiful women were standing there. "Oh, I can't wait to work with you," said Ino, as Parker looked over to her, mentally wondering what was up with this psychopath. She was far too happy for someone who had slaughtered a group of genin on their way here. The mask kind of creeped her out as well. "Ditto," she said. Into it though. It matched her voice, which was creepily too sweet. "Do you want to grab the package, or would you rather be the distraction?" Ino asked. Pakura shrugged her shoulders. For whatever reason, something was screaming at her to not get on this girl. Bad side. It wasn't because of her boyfriend being her leader either. It was something that was screaming that this girl was far more dangerous than she let on. "It is up to you." "Great," said Ino. "I'll be the distraction. I get to use my new toys." If the past had been different, she would have been on the other side fighting this woman. However, the higher-ups tried to kill her, and that was their first mistake. After 2 years of following Kai, she started to believe that she would never get her revenge. But now here she was, and what they did was unforgivable, and she was going to make sure that they will not get away with it. As she looked up towards the sun, the time was almost here. She was curious though, as she glanced. "So, what is Leader Sama deal?" Ino looked towards her. "Are you asking me about my honey?" she said, in an almost threatening manner. Packer didn't know what thoughts were going in her head, so she quickly diffused it as quickly as possible. No, I just want to understand who he is." "Well, don't get any ideas, lady. And you don't need to understand who he is." "What is he? Your husband?" "Soon to be," Ino said, as Packer was a bit worried out as she was hugging herself. "Well, who is he? Under that mask." Ino turned her gaze towards her. The mask was, scary as hell. But not only that, as she was silent, not even a word came from her lips. As she waited for a while. "You don't need to know who he is," she said. As Parker decided to not ask anymore, as the girl had went extremely quiet and was just looking at her. Meanwhile, standing on a low mountain, Kakazu and Naruto waited for the fall of the sun. It was almost time for them to attack. The sun was almost consumed, as Kakazu would be the distraction. "It's time." As the both of them jumped towards the bridge towards Kumo, as soon as darkness took over, began the assault. Kakazu's body started to tremble as his stitches started to come apart. Four of the men shot from his back and created bodies of their own, as he nodded to his red-headed leader, who nodded back to him. "It will take no longer than 20 minutes, he said, as he jumped off the side of the bridge, intending on taking another path. Once the last ray of sunshine was gone, Kakazu moved. The creatures rushed to create chaos for a good 20 minutes, as he jumped onto the back of the fire creature, and they flew off into the air. While there, he slammed his hand on the thing's head, as the thing released a colossal ball of flame. The people had no time to react as the ball slammed within the village as they were burned. Within seconds, Shinobi's was on him in seconds, as he continued to wreak havoc. Within the Raikage office, the vibrations of Kakuzu's attack could be felt all the way up here. At the bottom, Naruto was there, listening. What was that? A Josie voice could be heard from inside the office. Raikage-sama, someone came to the door. We're under attack. As Naruto heard, the Raikage chair slid out. Alright, Samui, take Ryue into the vault. You'll be safe. Okay, you better come back their way. As Naruto heard the door shut, and footsteps charging down the hall, slowly he crawled up to the open window. As he looked around, making sure that there was no one around, as he heard small pouts and reassuring whispers from somewhere. As he turned, as he saw the Hatsubi form in front of the village. Kumo Jinjokus were still here. He had to be quick. As he knocked on the door at the vault, as a woman from inside called out timidly, Darue. As Naruto did his best impression of the man that he just heard a moment ago, adding a bit of breath to make it sound real. Samui, it's me. Open the door. We have to leave now. Daddy, what's wrong? A small childish voice said. Ryue, everything's okay. We have to go now. Samui opened up the door. As standing there was... Who are you? She said, as she placed a kunai, as she hid her son behind her. I would love to fight you, but I'm afraid. I'm pressed for time. If you believe me, I'd rather not hit a woman in front of her son. The only thing on Samui's mind was her will to save her son. She rushed forward and slashed at him, but he grabbed her hand and spun her before he chopped her in the back of the neck. The 5-year-old dark-skinned child looked towards him in absolute fear as Naruto turned towards him. Meanwhile, the stone, Deidara saw the sunlight as it withered away. As he dropped the creature from his hand, Hidan jumped towards his own bird, towards the target that they were told to retrieve. Deidara's creature expanded into a massive, obese bird. Before it even hit, he heard the screams. That brought a brilliant smile to his face. The entire place went white when his creation went off. Even his bird trembled as the explosion went off. He smiled as he watched ninjas flush towards the pack, trying to recover survivors. As he fired out 2 more creations who dived in. No longer needed cover, he swooped down as he started to throw out more that were decimating the place. Immediately, he flipped off his bird as he was impaled by 2 earth spears. As he saw Kurosaki, the 4th Tishikage, arrive. Meanwhile, Hidan was hiding as he watched a few individuals being brought to the shelter by 2 Chunin. They ushered them inside as they were about to shut the cave with a boulder. Hidan rushed out as he sliced the first one head off before he could even touch his hand for a hand sign. He sliced the other one arm as Hidan smirked and licked the blood as he went through his ritual, turning his skin black and white. As he stabbed the man directly through his heart, as Hidan turned to the cave as he drew his sickle on the ground. As he arrived to see a few wealthy-looking civilians, the people gasped at sight of him as he could tell that he was an enemy just by seeing him. Good evening, you pompous pricks, he said. I'm here to retrieve someone important. Since they seem to be the VIP bunker, I just know that she's here. As he clicked his tongue in thought, as he looked into their eyes that was filled with nothing but fear, as he ignored all the explosions and chaos happening a distance behind him, he was smiling at all of them, feeling tension getting to them. A middle-aged man in expensive clothes rushed towards the exit. As he thought he had it, as he reached, however, Hidan's sickle tear right through his back. He waved his finger. Nah. Can't have you bastards leaving on me now. Not that I couldn't let you go. I just don't want to, he said. His eyes stopped on a woman near in her early 20s. Brown hair and green eyes. She looked to be a fairly rich girl and exactly who he was looking for. Ah, Makisaki, he said as he stepped forward. The girl shook her head and pushed back further, like she was trying to sink into the rock behind her. Her eyes darting everywhere, trying to focus on something else, hoping that he would leave her alone. Hidan could tell that she was lying and could have just taken her, but he decided to have some fun. Well, that's really too bad, he said. I guess I'm just gonna have to start to kill people until I find out who Makisaki is. As he turned to the man closest to the exit, the man saw the look. No, as he tried to scramble away. Hidan sliced his head clean off. The others screamed as he saw it roll across the floor. As he looked, really? No one? Not a single person moved. Well, I thought you people cared. How inhumane, as he brought his weapon up and bring it down towards a child nonetheless. Wait! As he looked up, the same girl who said that she was not Makisaki. It's me. Please. It's me. It's me, please. Please, it's me. Don't hurt me, she said. as Hidan looked around. As he looked down towards the kid, had his eyes closed. What the hell, I already brought it up. As he brought it down and sliced the kid down. As the people wail in horror and fright, the people all realized that even after he got what he wanted, he wouldn't spare a child. Their brief hope that if he got Makisake that he would leave, without killing them, was squashed. Believe me, you little shit, I did you a favor. As the girl was crying, he walked towards her. Oh, stop your crying, he said, as he put her to sleep with a chop, as he threw her over his shoulder. Well, it's been a shitload of fun, but I gotta make my exit. You bastards, have a nice day. Despite seeing all the horror before them, they were glad that they were alive. They were the rich, selfish people, as they would not give their life up for anyone. However, hope you all die! The voice of Hidan was heard. When they heard that, they realized as they looked up, as he heard a sizzling sound. Explosive tags. The entire thing exploded as gigantic rocks dropped and crushed and squashed everything. But guys, be insubscribed right here. If what's the next person do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification to stay posted. Remember, share to all of your friends and social media platform. And also, don't forget to go ahead and check out all the new What Ifs today over Anime King, Anime King 2, Anime King 3, and Anime Prince, guys. Yes, it might sound crazy, but I indeed have 3 channels that I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead and destroy that red subscribe button and become part of the Making family. And thank you for all of your help and support. And yeah, without further ado or wasting any more time, what do you say we get the hell out of here? See you guys soon. Peace, guys.